Well, hello, my fourth grade friends from Hilltop Primary. Are you ready? We are about to get started with the program on, wait, does that say Raptors? Like, listen, I'm not doing a program on dinosaurs. If you've got a raptor here, the moment you let it out, it's going to come ripping across the room and eat me. Nope. Wait, not the dinosaurs. That actually makes sense. It's the birds. All right, so raptors, birds of prey, hawks, owls, eagles, falcons, and a few more. My oh my, they are amazing. Sure, we know that they are birds, and birds have certain things, but as a raptor, you have other attributes, physical characteristics that make scientists put you in that group. Now, I could tell you they have this and they have that, but that would be kind of boring. I've got a different idea. Are you ready? Count it down with me. 3, 2, 1... Ta-da! Hey, it is Mr. Brett. Don't worry, it's still me. But now I have dressed up as a raptor. Yes, a raptor as a bird is covered with feathers. And remember, birds are the only group of animals on the planet with feathers. Yes, as a raptor, I have a tail because I'm a bird. However, it's my other things that make me special. First and foremost, this beak. This sharp hooked beak that acts like a knife is able to tear my food into smaller pieces because as a bird, I don't have teeth. Secondly, my eyes that see so well. The raptor vision, way better than ours. Sure, we see a lot of color, but as far as distance and definition, we don't have anything at all on the raptors. And you're like, Brett, hold up, rewind, go back. You said the bird had a knife. Bird's got a knife. Where's the fork? I mean, because we can cut food up and that's fine, but I need something to like hold my food in place. Well, the raptor has that too, and I'm going to show you in just a moment. You better not blink because here it comes. Yeah, those talons, those big, sharp talons that they use to hold onto their food, to grab it. Use that beak to tear it into smaller parts and then swallow it whole. All right, so we know what makes a raptor. I think it's time that we go ahead and meet a raptor, and I think I'm going to get out of this clothes. All right, so in Minnesota, we have a bunch of different raptors. We've got some falcons that are some of the fastest animals on the planet. So we have 10 different types of owls, which is more than any other state in the United States. We have 2 different types of eagles, the bald eagles and the golden eagles, which happen to be some of the largest raptors on the planet. And we have a whole bunch of hawks. Now, the hawks are split into 2 groups. One group called the accipiters. Kind of sounds like acceleration, going fast. Those hawks, the Cooper's hawks, the sharp-shinned hawks, are built more like falcons. They're built more for speed. They eat songbirds, so they have to be able to chase and fly as fast, if not faster, than the songbirds. The other group of hawks is the group that the hawk we're going to meet in just a moment, are the buteos. The buteos are the big, broad-winged hawks that we see soaring around outside. They're not necessarily built for speed. They often kind of sneak attack, ambush, drop out of the sky on top of their unsuspecting prey. We're going to meet one of those. We're actually going to meet a red-tailed hawk, the single most common hawk in the United States. All right, so this is a red-tailed hawk. A couple things you should know before I get too far into it. Number one, he might go to the bathroom while we have him out. If you feel the need while you're watching to laugh and giggle, because when animals go to the bathroom, it's funny, I get it. I laugh too. Secondly, if he tries to fly away, don't worry. It's not going to be me running around the room, chasing after him, trying to catch him. I'm sure you'd find it entertaining. However, that's not what's going to happen today. We have this nice bright purple leash. Oh, hey, look. As we were talking about one, we got the other. This bright purple leash here attached to these other jesses that are attached to bracelets on his... Oh, there we go. And he's back. He might do that a few more times. It's okay. All right, so as a red-tailed hawk, again, super common. The most common characteristic, that orangish red tail. Now, the funny thing is, this hawk, he's 5. And we know that because when he came to us, he was only 1, and he's been here for 4 years. Like, wow, Brett, way to go. You've nailed kindergarten math. No. Here's the deal. When he was still 1, his tail didn't look like that. Sometimes birds don't get their adult color feathers until they're older. Bald eagles, that white head, not until they're 3 to 5 years of age. His tail used to be brown with black stripes. When he came to us, that's what it looked like, and then he dropped it and grew in his new feathers, which is called molting. Had he come to us with the red tail, we wouldn't have known how old he is. However, we know that he is officially 5. As a red-tailed hawk, the reason they're so common, the reason they are the most common bird raptor in the United States, because they're not a picky eater. They don't really care. Now, that doesn't mean you have to worry about when you're having a picnic and you pull out your pizza Lunchable that he's going to swoop down and steal it. 1, those things are gross. 2, he doesn't eat pizza Lunchables. When I say he's not a picky eater, we're talking mice and squirrels and rabbits and other birds. And maybe he's going to go ahead and grab a small raccoon. He's not picky. Whatever happens to present itself, he is going to go ahead and eat, including even snakes. Now, I keep saying he, and you're like, well, Mr. Brett, how do we know it's a he? This is tricky. Hawks, owls, and eagles, the boys and the girls all kind of look the same. Same colors, same patterns. The girls tend to be a little bit bigger than the boys. From a distance, you're not going to know. Now, falcons, they have some dimorphism, some difference of colors that in between the boys and the girls. So you can tell when you're looking at a boy falcon versus a girl falcon. For him, his weight is on the lower half of the red-tailed hawk range, so we think he's a boy and not a girl, but we're going to kind of go with that's what it is. Now, I said we were going to meet a buteo that had those big, broad wings, and if I get him to spread his wings, you can see he has got close to a 4-foot wingspan. Those wings are perfect for catching thermals, rising pockets of hot air. You've seen this when the raptors are out and they're soaring and they're circling and they're not flapping their wings, and somehow they're not falling out of the sky. That's because of thermals. That hot air, when you heat hot air up, and you know this. In first grade, we talked about it. We did those little exercises in your classroom. Heat air up, and it goes up. Those big wings, they catch those hot air pockets, and they soar, and it allows them to save energy while they're flying. It allows them, when they're up high, to keep an eye on their territory. When they're up really high, they're not necessarily hunting. When they're hunting is when you see them sitting up in a tree along the side of the road or up on a light post. From there, that's the vantage point where they're watching down below. And those eyes that are pointing forward just like yours and eyes, those binocular vision, that predator eyes where they can tell how far away things are, they're looking around, and when they lock in on something, he is dropping out, really not doing a lot of flapping, kind of soaring down. As they get down, out come those feet and those big old talons, and then boom, impact. Once it's got a hold of the animal, it's back up high somewhere. On the ground, he can't protect himself. So he's got to get back up somewhere high in order to eat. Now, when we talk about eyes, that's why he's living with us. His left eye doesn't work the way it's supposed to. He was found that year that he hatched on the steps of Northrop Auditorium at the University of Minnesota and was brought into the Raptor Center. When they took a look at him, they said, you know what? All the bones look good, his wings are good, his legs are good, feet, everything's fine, the beak looks good, but that left eye, the pupil wasn't opening and closing, it wasn't working. 3 different visits to an eye doctor over a span of 2 months, they determined he can't see out of his eye. It's a problem. Depth perception. All right, here's what I want you to do. Ready? We'll see if we can do this. Get out your pointer fingers, 1 on each hand. I want you to put them out in front of you like this. Then I want you to slowly bring them together in front of you and touch them. Easy enough. You're like, wow, Mr. Brett, what an amazingly difficult test you just gave. No. Here's the deal. This time, close an eye. Same thing. Fingers out in front of you. Now slowly bring them together, and then all of a sudden, oh, yeah, I missed. And you're probably at home trying to argue with me, going, wow, I was close. If he's close in the wild when it comes to catching food, he still didn't catch the food. Because of that injury, because of his eye, he then came to live with people. If he was in the wild, he might live to be 14 or 15 years old. With us, he could live twice as long. I'll give you a moment, let you do the math. I know 1 + 4 earlier wasn't necessarily rocket science. Anyone got it? 15 years in the wild, twice as long in captivity. Take your shoes and socks off if you need help counting. That's right. He could live to be 30 while he's living with us in captivity. With us, he doesn't have to worry about food. We feed him every day. He gets rats and chicks and quail and mice. He has a nice, safe place to live. He gets water. When it gets really cold in the wintertime, and I know there are red-tailed hawks out and about in the wintertime, but when he gets cold in the wintertime, we can bring him inside and keep him safe and keep him protected. At least once a year, he gets to take a trip to the doctor where they do an exam, a physical, just like when you go to the doctor, to make sure that everything going on inside of him is still in really good shape. Next time you're out and about in the car with your parents, be looking along the edge of the road, up in the trees. Be watching along the light post for birds just like this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a fun day so far. This is the Hawk Super Duper Happy Excited Goodbye dance, I guess. I look forward to seeing you all at the campfire on Thursday. Until then, get outside.